thuis toe. Mama roep my thuis toe. Zing vir my, kom mama, kom mama, kom mama. Mama vat my huis toe. Mama roep my thuis toe. Zing vir my, kom mama, kom mama, kom mama.
Wayne,
Baydu.
you know, every time we start the show, no? Then you start laughing.
I have to laugh.
Why? What's so funny?
It's just good to laugh because we here. And that's the coolest thing that we here. We made another
I don't
a
believe
week.
you. I don't believe that's good enough reason for you to laugh when I start speaking. I actually think it's insulting. I don't feel good about this.
No, I'm glad that you feel that it's insulting, but that's your thing. My thing, we are here and I'm excited to be here.
Are you really?
But really I am.
Listen, before I forget, thank you very much to our sponsors.
Yes.
Simplified IT
Simplified IT.
Services. Thank you so much, Yellow Squai and whatever, and we are here. It's another Vodcast.
Very, very nice. Also, me, Wayne Mckay, and Baydu Adams. We're back.
No. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. You say me, then you say
Yeah.
Wayne Mckay.
Yeah.
Then you say, and then I say Baydu Adams. You
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
You can't say
Okay,
me.
so why don't you do it?
No. This is now you want to start it. So you say me. You say me, Wayne Mckay.
Me, myself, and I.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It's myself, Wayne Mckay, and Baydu Adams. We're back, and this is a Vodcast.
Yes, thank
where
you.
we do a Vodcast.
Vodcast.
Vodcast with Vodcast.
Yes, thank
You
you.
understand that? Don't look away.
So guys, thank you very much for joining. Thank you for supporting. The last episodes we did was flippin' lekker, was lekker, it was shared and reshared. Please share and reshare. We are here. We've got an amazing guest today. I must be honest, Wayne. When you told me KG,
Yes.
no, I was like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, cool, we got this guy, Ikasort.
Yeah.
When I walked into the door, I saw KG Mokgadi.
Yes. Because I could have gotten any KG.
I was thinking about it.
No. He wasn't available.
Oh.
There's a court case.
Then you must
That
SMS.
is so, I will WhatsApp you.
WhatsApp.
SMS is very outdated. I'm actually looking at SMSs now of 2018. I'm like, really? F Bob, thank you very much. I don't need it right now. We've been coming through hell. But like I said, before we even introduce our guests, it's been a crazy, crazy week in Cape Town. That's why when you say to me, I'm disrespectful in a sense, but I'm not, because I'm laughing. The mere fact that I'm laughing, that such a lot of things that's been happening in Cape Town. I mean, we had like just for the past few months. Yes, very much.
That hasn't like prepared for his show.
No,
right?
I have prepared, but I'm prepared in here as well. Because the thing is, we had a lot of things. We had strikes, we had taxi strikes, we had roads collapsing, we had everything. I mean, just this past week, it's September, but it still feels like June. It's been raining, my bro, And I mean, even those people from the Dangas that came to do my clothes. The Dangas, I cake me in some man, funny Dangas. You know those people, the Dangas, the cake me in some. But my foot is what to look at that. The Punkster means, thank you very much. We couldn't get to the name.
Yes.
It's an
Afrikaans.
Yeah, Afrikaans. I was thinking in English, but it came out in Afrikaans. The Punkster means, thank you very much for my clothes. Yeah, we should start this. Now we're just grasping. Really, I can feel it. Yeah. But I'm happy to be here.
Can we start now?
Yeah.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wayne Mckay and Baydu Adams Vodcast. KG Mokgadi.
No, it's just Mokgadi.
Is he Zulu?
No, he's isiXhosa. He's actually South Sotho.
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody did
And he
research.
speaks quite a lot. You speak Sepi as well? Sepedi.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I've just listened to you lie about it.
I thought I had it in the bag.
It does look like a Xhosa.
No.
Sure is.
But anyway, but KG, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you
Welcome
for
to-
having me.
No,
It's very cool.
It's a pleasure, man. Yeah, and the cool thing about this one is the people who sponsored us actually gave us food this time. It's never happened before.
Yeah. So we've been starving now.
The first black guy.
I'm telling you, we're going to have some more black people out from next time. Black people, rock.
KG, I think if I can start.
Yeah.
The obvious question is, please tell us about yourself. Tell us where you grew up and your childhood.
I grew up in Pretoria, in Mawobani, 45 kilometers outside of Pretoria's central.
Is that close to Mamelodi? Or?
Yeah, actually spent a year in Mamelodi when my mother was touring. Well, my mother was a nurse, but she worked with ISIS all over the country. So I spent the year with my grandmother in Mamelodi, so you're not very far off. I came to Cape Town, 15 years ago?
Wow, that's...
Yeah, 15 years ago. I was chasing a woman.
As we all do.
As we all do, bruh, you know, and I'm a comedian. I don't know.
Did you slide into a DMs or how did this? Was it mix it?
Oh, no, bruh. I met her through a friend, dude. I met her way before Mix It. I met my wife when I was 19, bruh.
That time you used to do mix it on SMS.
Dude, I met my wife pre-cell phone.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, was it my first year, second year? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't seen a friend of mine in a while, and then I called, I was like, yo,
What's
hey
up?
man,
Yeah.
where you said, listen, I live in town, I've got a baby, come see me the next day. And then I rocked up the next day, and my wife was there, and Ellen was there, and I saw her, and I was, "Yo, what's up?
Was that your game?
What's up? I was terrible at game. I've always been bad with women. I've always just been terrible with women.
Okay.
So that's why I got her, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm getting married.
This one
I'm
is a
bad,
keeper.
bruh.
Just
Like,
keep
It's a
on.
keeper,
Hold on to
yeah.
that.
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then I saw her, and then the next day I saw her cross the street.
That's
you
a
know?
no.
And then I found out a week later that she was competing for Miss Rosebank College.
So she was out of your league even.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh, sorry.
proper out of my
Sorry.
league.
Wait.
Did I say I was
Oh no! She was out of my league. Way
okay.
out of
You
my
need
league.
to give me tips because
No, she had self-esteem problems. during
Oh,
the time,
man.
like, I gotta say that, like,
it's
even now I go like, why would she?
No,
You know?
but there's method to the madness. She'll just look at you
It was
now.
like she was going through a rough time. Like,
But listen, KG,
Yeah.
you know, I met you also quite a number of years for the first time.
Yes.
When you just started off doing
Yeah.
stand-up comedy. And I mean, really when you know, the experience, when you started off doing like different spots. I remember there was this one spot in town. Was it some Diamond Hotel? Okay, Diamond. I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Downstairs in the basement.
with Tashriq Ahmed.
That's correct, yeah, with Tashriq Ahmed. I think that's the first time I saw you. So it could have been 10,
When was
13. Is it? I saw you before that then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe when we were, maybe with...
You're the
Mix It.
legend, yeah. You know the legend would not remember.
No, but it's like so far.
No, he's a goal as the tall guy.
I know.
No.
We met before.
We met at Weinberg Golf Club.
Oh, jeepers.
had
Now
a-
you're not really taking me back.
You had a talk show type of vibe.
Oh, yes, that's also talk, but without video. We did it without
without
video. That was
video,
also
yeah,
talking
talk
like
show type
Baydu.
of vibe.
Yeah. Don't tell Baydu. He's gonna cause problems
That's
to the next meeting. Yes, that is correct, yeah. But they changed that place now. They threw the building down after we were done with that talk show, and now it's a venue. It's called the venue.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It's
I
dope
was
now,
there
yeah.
I was there for a function, a runners function. It was like a very Muslim
Yeah.
vibe. It was really dope.
Very nice.
Then you're on par. Is that what
It's venue on par, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
it's dope.
that's the place.
Yes.
And that's with the golf.
Okay.
So you can eat your bobotie, whatever the case, but they luckily if I golfbal vir jou kry, sy fruit golf met die bobotie.
Exactly.
It's about time we had halal golf. club.
Exactly. And
It's about
it
time we have
works.
halal golf clubs.
It works. And
You know, like, it's about time.
golf club?
Somebody should have thought about this.
And
We
you-
need a halal golf club.
it is the best.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I was there also for a function, but that's the thing I said to the people, you can't have too many colored people at a golf club if they haven't played golf at all. Because those golf clubs, they just play with it. Just a minute later, Mckay. Yeah. It's a natural thing.
You know
know?
what? It was so cool. I was there thinking to myself, The last time I was at this venue, I left drunk.
And now, times have changed.
I was like, yeah, the last time I was here.
I would have thought it's for grandfathers, like venue on par.
Yeah, bro. Like, but it's
Okay,
dope.
let me explain that. Like, venue on par.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Grandfathers
It's-
par.
More. But par is only spelled with a P-A-R. He's going with the par. Yeah, definitely. But thank you, Baydu, for that
No, it's a pleasure. It's just
explanation.
like I forgot to mention to you guys, I'm learning to become a comedian. I actually want to take some tips from becoming.
okay.
You have a,
He's got the
character?
What does that mean?
don't you have a character?
Yeah,
A couple of
he's got
characters, but I
several.
want to actually
12, in
get paid
fact.
for it. You know?
12. You've got 12 characters. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
4. Okay,
12,
it's
but-
4.
Hey man, Jesus had 12 characters.
Psyche. No, but this guy's characters, they're all over the show.
Jesus had
But
12
good characters. Sometimes when he phones, we're like, Baydu? Give me Baydu, not Bradshaw. Please. He's Bradshaw, yes.
Bradshaw.
Yeah, but there's a lot of characters.
Wait, can we continue with this interview? Listen, KG, and I know
Yeah.
because the way he normally starts a question and it goes all over the show and then
Yeah.
he finishes question. So
I'm sorry, I also answer all over the
it's,
show.
it's fine. No, the same with me. Do you remember your first time doing a comedy show?
I do.
Oh wow. Tell
It
us.
was at Joker's Comedy Club in Athlone.
Yes.
It's such a dope memory because Joker's Comedy Club, to start, it was the perfect comedy club. Like it was wrong in all the right ways.
Okay.
I picture the
Right.
venue.
You know what I mean? It was wrong, but in all the appropriately. Like if I wish people started there.
Yeah, no,
Right?
definitely.
Because it was the nicest people genuinely.
Yeah.
It was the nicest, most understanding people genuinely.
Yeah, and-
the location is a bit
Yeah,
it's a
dodgy.
bit weird.
Yeah,
No,
and-
not as in dangerous. I didn't feel any danger
yeah.
there, right? But imagine it's a bottle store on the ground floor. You're like, yeah, this is appropriate comedy club bottle store. I can see this. And then you walk up and there's a comedian's room that feels like a crèche.
It probably is a
You're like,
crash.
where am
It probably
I?
is a
You know what
crash
I mean?
during the day.
It probably is a crèche. It's got like paintings of like,
Yeah.
you know, like Ariel, Beauty and the Beast. And there's these comedians just like smoking. And there's like Joker's money. They print their own money and you buy beer with Joker's
money.
And it's Langbire. Like,
Of course.
they're selling Langbire type of art. But the setting is romantic.
Yeah.
Right? So
There's a lot happening there, KG.
It's all these, it's small tables,
Yeah.
these couples.
Very dodgy.
And I mean,
Nice.
the most on the table is like 4 people.
Yeah.
And there's a candlelight in the middle.
Yeah.
But they're sitting with Langbira. it's for somebody who's still new in town and
Yeah.
trying to figure out
Yeah.
where am I?
Yeah, yeah.
This is weird.
And can I just take 2 steps back? How did you get into comedy to be able to get onto that stage, for example?
I saw it. I saw it one time and I wanted to do it badly. And my wife told me, my wife sold John Legend tickets that we had bought. And she sold them on Gumtree so that she can give me money to enroll in a Joker's comedy.
Nah, that is the perfect partner.
You gotta marry her. When
No,
she
no,
marries.
perfect. Even John is no longer a legend.
Sure.
But
You know what I
what she
mean?
did for you, that was
Yeah,
brilliant.
that was really dope.
Nah, that's the
She was
best.
like, yo, I'm
Did you
gonna.
pay her the money back?
No, she's my wife. Bro. She enrolled in the thing.
She invested in you wisely.
It is what it is.
She invested in you wisely. I like that. I like
No,
that.
And,
Yeah.
and that's how you got into it. You were just like, okay.
That's
this is
how I
what I'm
got
doing.
into it. It was always like, yo, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And then it was like, yo, go find out how to do it, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's been a memory that I had forgotten, and I've started talking about it now. Like, I think 2 months before then, I had registered for an open mic at Zula Bar.
Oh, yes, I
And
remember
it
Zulu.
was a comedy competition.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, yeah, you called in at the right time. We want new people to do this competition. And if you win the competition, you get to perform with international stars,
Sure,
blah,
sure.
blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
Show up Monday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I showed up Monday at 7 o'clock. When I got there, They were like, yo, 50 rand to get in. And I see my name there. Like I can literally see my name on the thing. And then I had the opportunity to say, no, man, I'm this guy. And then I was like, I paid and I rocked on like I was too scared, right?
Yeah.
And then I sat in the audience. Just before the show started, they started calling me. And then I hung up the phone and I switched it off. And I could hear Rustam and Gino then moving
The late
behind
Rustam.
me talking about, where is this guy?
Yeah.
No, let's just start without him. He's not, you know, like, F him. He's not picking
Yeah,
up. Like,
yeah.
And I was listening going, oh, just
But
tell
you
them
know,
that you're you.
man,
Yeah. And then I watched and I was like, yeah, it's a good thing I didn't go on.
you're bringing
It's
back
too
some
scary.
great memories now.
Yeah.
Because Rustam was, late Rustam,
Yeah.
It's when it died of
August.
cancer, eh?
Yes, that's correct. He used to work in a video store. I'm not, well, his parents can tell me about that, but I remember him wanting to start off doing, starting comedy with other comics and stuff like that. And that was one of the venues that it kind of started off with. And that's how it kind of spawned. But in terms of yourself, just getting, because, leading up to the first time, like you were just saying, that just getting into the venue, thinking that's my name on the I've just registered and everything else. It had to take a lot of courage to build up a lot of courage for you just to be able to take that first step. Wanting to do comedy?
It's scary. It's scary. So I knew that I want to perform something. I knew I was artistically inclined and I want to say something.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
So before I left Pretoria, I was in poetry.
Yeah.
And I went to poetry
wow.
sessions all the time.
Nice.
But I was a bad poet. It was just terrible. I couldn't construct rhymes. My rhythm was bad. I was passionate, but not that way. Like I wasn't talented at all, right? And when I saw stand-up, it just blew me away. Like to see people express themselves like that. There are no rules really.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
You are your own. You are your own.
You and there's a certain coolness that exists inside of being uncool.
Yeah.
And stand-up is like the art form that gives you that.
Yeah.
Right? No other art form gives you coolness inside of being
But
uncool.
I think it's the authenticity, though. It's and it's one of the comics I spoke to once, and I said to him, no matter what your set is, you are funny because you are naturally funny. So you can stand there and tell a story, and then was it Yusuf Daniels, I think, spoke to us, and he said, especially colored people, he says they're one of the best storytellers, even if they are not comedians. It's just the way we tell a story. It's just there's fingers and there's eyes and there's signs and whatever. So yeah, but
completely,
Sorry.
So to see that happen, to see that happen is just amazing, and you go. And then after a while, you meet people you've done that for, and you go, I get you. Because it eats you, right? There comes a time, all you see is just comedy. Like I didn't know it existed, and then the next thing, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. It was like, yo, there's a comedian everywhere. And I hadn't seen live stand-up comedy, but I knew comedians. Right? And then I did it. It was like the most life-changing thing ever.
But you know what the most amazing thing about you is, even watching you at that one particular venue mentioned out in Athlone, Jokers Comedy Club, and just see your growth. Because from as far as I can remember, still at the Diamonds, Diamonds downstairs, that's where I remember when you just, you started just kind of rocking and stuff like that. But the amazing growth you as a stand-up comedian, it's absolutely amazing just to see because I even have some of my favorite. I mean, he does a lot of jokes, but I always like when we're doing a gig together, I'm like, I like that one particular joke. Can you tell it again? I just love it. Tell it again. He doesn't even have it in his, like he said, but just put it in there, And you know what's my favorite one? The baloney one. The baloney one. But there's so many jokes, and I like the fact that people can relate to you in so many ways because you've been doing work around the country. You've done some work overseas as well, internationally. Have you done work overseas?
Just coming from Kenya.
Okay, and how was that received as well?
It's, man.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
How do you, if I may ask, how do you convert your Cape Town jokes into Kenya?
I don't relate as a Cape Town artist
Ah,
first.
yeah.
I'm either an African artist or a South African.
So it's very
artist
universal
first.
type of content.
Yeah, so even when I write, I write as
Okay, I
an
get you.
African. Like I write.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I-
I write as an African who lives in South Africa.
Can I ask sort of a serious question? And we get to go some serious
Okay.
every now and then. But what is your opinion on comedians who kind of do similar and the same things over and over? And I'm asking this from a comedian point of view. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because sometimes familiarity is cool. I understand. I'm an Indian guy. I joke sort of about Indian people.
Yes.
When's a color guy? When's blah 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 whatever. But is there not a point where you go, if I don't keep on making the color jokes from the Cape Flats, I can actually get another audience? Does my question make any sense?
It does. It makes complete sense. I think you decide. Where you want to take your art, right? I think you decide based on what you see as your future. I think you decide based on who you want your audience to be.
Okay.
So my decision to do the stuff that I do is based on where I see myself and where I want to go. And I write according to that. I write according to who I want my audience to be. So I'm at peace with the fact that I'm going to lose a lot of people who might not like the direction that I'm going.
Yeah.
But the people I have are the people I have, and the people that I have love what I do. So we're traveling
sense.
this road together. So I don't necessarily have beef with somebody who goes, you know what, my audience is in Guguletu, or it's in Mitchell's Plain, or it's in Alexander. I think that's necessary.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's necessary to have all kinds of artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like you find the commonality with any community.
No.
There's similar things.
Yeah, I think sometimes we impose the growth that we want to see on
I'm with you.
people,
Okay.
and they don't want that.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
somebody wants to do Joseph Stone and destroy Joseph Stone, and that's it. I think that's also okay.
Okay.
You know, I think it's only a problem when they go, I want to be in New York, but then they're playing the smaller
local.
game. And I think sometimes we don't know. I think sometimes we don't know what's available for us.
But
You know?
but just coming to what Baydu was asking in terms of in terms of what you just answered, with, for example, the audience,
Yes.
right? Now, as a comedian, sometimes you get comedians that only performs on stage, which is in a club,
Yeah.
whatever. That's their domain. They only do that.
Yes.
But when you get an opportunity to perform outside that particular domain,
Yes.
you get an opportunity where, for example, you get asked by a corporate to come
Yes.
out and do comedy, but within a corporate culture, which means you've got to adapt what you've not done in the comedy, because you got a different type of audience, but they want it specifically for.
And you can't use the F-bomb.
You can't use. They give you all the nuts and bolts and say, "No, it's not that." So you got to reconstruct. Was that difficult for you to basically go into that particular?
Not at all. I think I was even threatened by other comedians.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's very strict.
Yeah.
Oh, people are people.
Yeah.
You know, people are people. I think it's the responsibility of the act to be responsible. I think also I was older and I had a child by that time. So even when you're older,
Yeah, Wayne knows. Yeah.
you know, when you're older, you're like,
You had to bring that up.
you're like,
And I
if I
always
don't
hear
think
my
about this-
good here when I'm older.
yeah, like I had nappies to buy. You know, like
Yeah.
when you're older, you kind of think about things a bit clearer. You go, if I say the F word here, they might not have me again.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of money involved. Let me act according. You know what I mean? So I was, a lot of other comics threatened and exaggerated what it looks and feels like. And
But
there's,
not having experienced it.
yes, and there's other comedians who, like the lucky thing in the comedy industry is that because it's small. It's not like music.
Yeah.
In music, it takes you a while to share the stage with the
Other-
legends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right? If you are a hip hop act, it might take you years before you are on stage with Casper or Youngster or whoever. In stand up, your first gig could be with Maglotari.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your first gig, right off the block, you are with the best act in the country. And that helps because like the level of advice and insight that you get is priceless.
Yeah.
And comedians like talking about stand up. If you hang out with Kurt Schoonrad one time and you say, Kurt, how's it going? He's like, hey, it's like my bro, you know, I was at this other gig. And then you can keep quiet for the
And
next
you
2
just-
hours. And then he will just pump you with
Yeah.
information like
Yeah.
non-stop, right?
Same.
And it's the same with every comedian. Every comedian likes talking about comedy, I think. We like the outsiders of the artist world.
Yeah.
So when we,
Standing at the
when we
door.
see each other,
Let us in.
yeah, let us, we are also,
Please, sir, let us
you
in.
know, we know our art belongs in bars.
But we are also artists.
You know, so when we see each other, there's,
I'll get you. It's a
you know what I
connection
mean?
and
Yeah. So the information is, the information comes by very easy.
KG, if I may, and I mentioned this to you before, but you are one of the few, in my opinion, in this country, comedians who would add a serious angle to your comedy. Do you think that people get it, or do you think it goes over their head? Yeah. And why do you do it? I mean, you don't need to. You can be talking about, you know, funny T-shirts and table tennis boards, but all of a sudden you'll add, but listen, you know,
Opaloni.
our rates are high, and, you know, the political parties and whatever and whatever.
Why I do it, I think I do it because I'm good at it.
Okay.
That's why I do it.
Okay.
I'm good at that style of comedy.
And also
And-
like pushing the buttons,
I,
in a sense?
yeah, I'm a troublemaker.
Yeah. A good one. It's like, oh, so by the way.
I'm a troublemaker, and also I'm a love comic,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
so I like joking about the things that I
yeah,
love,
yeah, yeah.
right? I live in a very politically charged environment, and I want to talk about it, and I have learned the skill to sort of, you know what I mean? Like, I spent many years trying
To perfect it.
learn how to speak about these things.
But it
right?
also makes you go like, wow. You know, I mean, one of the things if I may, one of the things I always
You may.
remember. Thank you, Wayne. thank you so much, Wayne. Okay. One of the things that I like when you spoke about South Africa was the first country. It's my comedy audition, guys. One of the things you spoke about was South Africa was one of the first countries to let go of the nuclear stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So. Are you, okay, so to connect that to South Africa, like, are you one of the people that think our country's going to the dogs, or are you one of the people that think, listen, there's a hell of a lot of opportunity in this country, and we can make it work?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough question.
It's a deep question. Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you.
That's why I said it's okay. You may. You used Wikipedia for that.
Snap.
Speaking to your mic, please, KG. Thank you.
I'm trying to think about where I'm sitting. That's very. I don't know. I think we are under bad management, right? I think we're under bad management in a very unfortunate time in terms of geopolitics.
Sure.
Right? I think if we had a good manager or a manager who we understand what they're trying to do, because we don't know what the hell they're trying to do. We don't even know that they know what they're trying to do. So I think the frustration that I have is that the world itself
Yeah.
is a bit messed up. And the people, you know, it's like we are run by uncles. Like, it's not,
What's the autocracy?
you know what I mean? Like, it's not presidents, it's uncles. It's
Like, so by the
Well,
way,
my uncle.
whatever.
yeah, it's like,
But you know what, uncle?
you know when people go,
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah.
people like, hey, man.
yeah, when they go like,
He eats his food and don't complete. He don't even empty the plate. Like, whatever. You know, those type of
like
things.
sometimes you gotta look at them and listen. You're like, this is not a president. This is an
Yeah.
uncle. This is an elder in the family. You know, this guy should be giving eulogies at a funeral.
And if I may, your take on politics, though. I mean, like.
But that's my take on South African politics right now and African politics in general is that I feel like we're run by uncles. Like
we're not playing the big
world.
space.
The world is wobbly.
But I think that should be
People
the...
that are tough and they take serious decisions and South Africans generally...
South Africa sends their uncles.
Yeah. South Africans want to know what the hell are we doing? Where are we going?
I realized...
And that's the biggest thing for me is I could understand load shedding and I could understand all these things if I knew where we are going.
And I realized today, I think that it's 16 years of load shedding already.
Oh yeah, it's going to be another 16 years.
I was going to say 2 years of actual, just feeling it, you know, not even having to make up your mind or just to plan your day. Because you have to add, listen, you don't
4
know,
hours,
there's
2
load shedding,
hours,
you know, those type of
twice
things.
a day.
You know, like it's wild because when you spend a week without load shedding,
It feels different.
it makes you unsettled,
Yeah.
right?
Unexpected.
It makes you feel like, yo, it's coming.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
And
it makes
these
you-
days,
now you're on the lookout for this thing.
and it's not no
You
longer,
can't
yeah,
relax. Like I generally tell people, like when I spend 3 days without load shedding, I start switching off my own. I start switching off my own. I wait for a time where I wait. Like when I'm starting to have fun. Oh, let me switch off this guy.
This is called control.
Yeah, because I don't want to get addicted to.
even your tensions is what's happening.
Yeah,
The
if
kettle
I'm
is...
sitting in the movies, like, I'm like, yo, it's day number 3. Switch this cock off. Yeah? We'll come back after 2 hours. You know, like. You gotta. It's very unsettling. It's literally like those vibes. Like last week when we landed in Kenya, the biggest story was there was a blackout at the airport that lasted a couple of hours. I'm not making this cock up. Google it. There was a blackout at the airport. It lasted a couple of hours. The planes were rerouted to South Africa. Right? And then the government literally fired the CEO and the project manager of the thing.
Wow.
Of the airport. And you read this and you're like, this would
yes,
never
yes,
happen.
our
In
uncles.
South Africa.
Yeah, we need a commission of inquiry. We need a parliamentary task force. We need and then you know what I mean? And then you look at it with like an open mind and you're like, why did they fire this guy?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh fuck, the planes were rerouted to South Africa. They fired him for routing the planes to a country that has a lot less electricity.
Exactly.
Why would you send the planes to South Africa, chief?
Of all the countries.
Send them to
Well,
Zimbabwe.
no.
You know, like...
We're all in the dark here, my brother.
Yeah, so, and this is another thing. So we have not like, we also have a complex of going, I don't know whether it's because we think things should be better or we don't know how cuck things are. Do you know what I mean? And then we look at other countries, we're like, look at that country, it's cuck.
It's even
No,
worse.
your country is cuck.
But KG, just coming back to, I mentioned earlier while you were speaking, you should actually, you know, when you do your little, your video clips, whether it's on TikTok or whatever the case may be, I can hear the frustration when something happens, for example, and you put up a video, say something happened, like, for example, in Breer Street, for example, and I mean, I mentioned it when I was in the other Breer Street up the road the other day, and I'm like, this is the actual Breer Street, but we're happy that nothing's happened here.
Yeah.
And you go on TikTok, you're like, comrades, because I know what is coming. You know, it's because you kind of joggle the mind and up. Please think what's happening in our country. I like that part. But what I'm trying to say is I think your next show should be called Comrades. You know, because the sting way in which he speaks to South Africa, whether you're a comrade or not, is like, hi, man, bro, something's happening right now.
It's very inclusive, right?
Oh.
It's very inclusive.
Yeah.
I like calling people comrades.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very inclusive and it makes non-comrade people feel good. You know, like, you know why people have got this thing of like, oh, he called me a nigga, it felt so nice. Oh, it felt so nice.
I don't think you're gonna get. I don't think you're gonna get the same reaction when you're gonna say comrade to a white
vibe
person.
You know when you're like comrades and you're talking to white people and they're like, oh,
I was waiting for it.
Amanda.
Where's the T-shirt? The Google too.
Amanda.
It's very inclusive, and I think South Africans know that you're talking to all of them.
Yeah.
And it's really dope.
Lovely.
I enjoy it.
Still on comedy. You know, the whole issue of cancelled culture has been coming up now for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you know, with comedy, or whether it's with music or any industry, if something happens in one industry, it kind of sweeps all over the world. And you've seen the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing.
Yes.
What's your take on
On cancel culture. I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary. I kind of like to look at things as human beings trying to be better, right? Cancel culture comes from the space of we've been trying to tell you that you're hurting people with your actions. Remember, it's not specific to comedy. Cancel culture happens.
Yeah, I know.
The things happen in the world, and comedy happens to be part of the world, so it will feel the, you know, like
the after effects of what's
the effects of what happens in the world. So cancel culture for me comes from that space of, yo, man, we told you, stop grabbing ladies' bums and boobs. Like, you're not listening. We're telling you that you're not listening. So the only thing we can do is take money away from you so that you can start listening. You know what I mean?
I get that.
So and then it becomes, hey man, you're being hurtful with your words. You know what I mean? You're using the K word, you're using all these other words, you're being homophobic, we're telling you, stop being homophobic. Stop this. You don't need this. And then people don't stop, right? So it's either you move them or you take money away from them. And because we can't move you,
Take money away from you.
we're going to cancel you. So what I feel is going to happen is that because, you know, we overdid the thing,
Balance.
it will have like a resistance of overdoing. And then it will come back and be at a normal place. And the reason is we will understand, Uguti, this was too much, but you also went out of line.
I also, the other thing I wanted to ask.
Why don't you ask the next question, right?
Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to do that. You know, you had 7 and I'm just doing my 3rd one now. This is the culture that we have to go through.
When you do an interview with family members.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Even the uncle stays away. I go, no. I don't want to be part of the conversation. No. But even in the comedy world, as though comedy is such a beautiful art form, there's always that culture of, there is a culture of whether it's the infighting or whatever. And what's your take on it? I mean, I'm not speaking specifically around the world. I'm speaking specifically in South Africa. What's your take on it?
That's my takes. I like that. I've worked in IT and I've worked in a call center.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've worked for a bank that's in the top 100 in the world, like the top 10 best IT departments in the world. And I've worked in a call center for an insurance company and I tell jokes. It's the same. Yeah. It's a work environment. The work environment will have politics.
Good analogy.
There is money involved. There is
egos involved.
Egos involved. I mean, art is a very ego, you know, like it's an ego-driven space, and funny is also like a very funny is it's your soul. Like even when you're not a comedian, when somebody says you're not funny, it hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Hurts, right? Yeah. And when somebody says, "Man, you're so funny," that ego brightens your day. You know what I mean? So when you're with people that want to be funny, when you're in a lineup with people who want to be headliners, who want the next gig and the next gig and the next gig, you're always going to have that. So my vibe is that I have seen the same drama take place in a professional environment. I've seen it in a call center.
Been there, done
I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen all of it. I've seen all the scanner. kind of don't want to separate comedy and myself
Exactly.
from actual life and actual world. For me, it's just another part, and it helps me relax. You know?
You spoke earlier about the K word and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you still experience racism as a black person in this country?
I do. I experience it, but what is cool now is that I can cuck them out, right? The thing about racism that is the worst is that you never experience racism for somebody you can move. It's either a big guy that plays rugby,
Or there's 7 of them.
7 of them, or it's like an auntie. There's an auntie, you can't move them. You just scale. You know, like yeah. You know what it is with racism is that I don't think we're going to sort it out in our lifetimes. I don't. Yeah, I've got a 12-year-old that I teach the politics, and I make her aware that you will experience racism. I walk around knowing that it's gonna be there. It's not that I but you do.
If I may, when I was working in one of the companies, it was just after Ashwin Willemse walked off the set at Supersport.
Yes.
And I was elated because this man who looks like me and is a good friend, and he stood up and he said what he did.
Yeah.
And that was a Saturday. And then the Sunday I was like, oh shit, it's work tomorrow. They're going to ask me about this.
Yes.
I mentally prepared myself. I mentally prepared myself so hard that I had all the answers. But one of the things I'll never forget that I said to one of the seniors, I said to them, I experience racism every day.
Yes.
It's some of it is subtle, some of it is in your face. And I said, you would never understand.
Yeah.
And they were all like, oh my, very surprised and shocked. And this is why I'm asking. That's why I asked you.
Oh no! It even makes you, if you're not aware, and this is where you're like your political consciousness has to kick in, because you might think you're going crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You might think, because also racism needs you at that place where you think you have arrived, where you're like, I'm the tits. I'm one of the best comedians in that, and then it just boom,
Take you to
you, right? It shrinks you as a human being, and at the time, and this is why my frustration is that it comes from people you can't move because there's no outlet, right? And there's an expectation of being a bigger person that comes with.
Yeah, but we so past that already. That we.
No, I agree with Wayne. I agree with Wayne because I've also been saying like I'm just hurtful now. Like I'm at that point where I say what I need to say because I'm hurtful.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think.
Which is sad though. I think it's.
Yeah,
the fact
I don't think it's going. I don't even think racists know that they're being racist. There hasn't been the education that is necessary to teach people that you're being out alive, right? People will quote Europe about this is how Europe is, but you look at countries like Germany that have taught people that this is part of our history that is coming. And from personal experience, I'm gonna get cancelled for saying this. So I do a show at the New Zula Bar. Remember the old Zula Bar? There was a New Zula Bar, and I stormed the shit out of that show. I killed the show. And after that show, I get some 2 German dudes that go, man, what a show.
Oh, okay.
What an amazing show. Let's go do tequilas. I'm like, I'm not driving. We're going to do tequilas. We go to the bar and we order the first round of tequilas, and they bring them in a tray like this. And I know, like the 3 of us with a tray, we're moving these tequilas. I was young. I was ignorant. I had no idea what the hell I'm doing. I took the tequila and I went like, Nostrovia, stop. Stop. That is the most embarrassing moment of mine. Literally, they had shock in their eyes, like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You're such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And I'm like, yo,
It's funny, it's German, it's Hitler.
South Africa.
But
they're like, no.
Yeah.
No. And then I got an education.
Yeah.
But you learned from it.
Oh,
And that-
bruh. Oh, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh, bruh, that will never happen again.
Yeah.
I will never meet those dudes again. But they taught me something very valuable. And they also taught me that the state is responsible for teaching people Uguti. This is an anti-racism class. This is an anti-GBV class.
Yeah.
This is an anti-blah, blah, blah class. You gotta have those things at school
Yeah.
because the racists teach their children to do this.
Not the kids.
So if we're not teaching anything, there's no counter.
No, definitely.
There's
Yeah.
no counter. We're just letting people figure it out. Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. Baydu, you also said earlier on that you aspire to be a stand-up comedian, but most of the time he's sitting down when he tells jokes. And it's been something that he's been.
Cosby was sitting down when he did it.
I know that, and look how he's trying to recover from that. You know,
Of all, really?
you have to bring in Cosby.
What we might as well talk about? R. Kelly
Wait,
and Chris Brown.
wait.
Claire.
Wait. Oh my God, what did I do?
We do apologize
So-
on behalf of
Apologize.
So I do a show, and the show is amazing. Gets reviewed 4-star, blah blah blah
Okay,
blah blah blah.
okay.
That's an amazing show. It's
Yeah.
the first one man show is called Heavy, and there's
Oh, yeah, I
writing
remember,
about
yeah.
it. There's writing about it, and one of the reviews, the headline says, "Our very own Bill Cosby, just heavier." But this is before Cosby did his.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So this is like the biggest compliment I've ever, because I love Cosby the comedian. I love the dad. I love the
Yeah.
slow pace, the delivery. One of the best jokes I've ever had is a Cosby joke, right? And I go to Grahamstown,
Festival.
and I've got the blip on my posters. Our very own Bill Cosby is the big heavier. And I've got like a big, you see this? This is very small. I've got banners like this all over Grahamstown. Like there's the village green on the stadium. There's a big banner of Siv, myself, Angel Campy. We've got big ones. You can see them.
miles
You
away.
can see them from PE.
Before it became
Our very
Kobe.
own Bill Cosby, just a little heavy. Dude, the Cosby scandal came out right there. I have got about 4,000 posters moving around. That's the one year I didn't even deliver posters to people.
Just because of Cosby. Yeah, right. So are you still gonna do your, because he said he wants to audition for you. He's got a job.
Oh, my joke.
Yeah, he was very. He
that's
sent me
dope.
12 WhatsApps this morning.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, KG. Love
That's
my
dope.
joke. Yeah.
But
Very-
does,
I'll tell you what, I won't laugh.
Sure. Yeah.
Because when you tell comics jokes, they don't laugh.
okay.
Yeah.
They just
So,
go,
guys, so that's a good sign.
comics don't laugh
But
at
does he
you. We're
speak
just like,
Afrikaans though? 'Cause
Yeah, he does. He's from Eastern Cape, Pretoria. They
Pretoria.
speak, yeah, they definitely. Even the
they speak
title.
what?
Afrikaans.
Oh, I went to hoërskool, bro.
Ja.
Hoërskool
Hallo.
Pretoria Wes, Afrikaans eerste taal.
Yeah, okay.
Fever save.
No, they don't get this. Okay. So, die mummy skilpad, die baby skilpad gaat beach toe.
Kwanje, wat is skilpad? Hey, I haven't heard the word skilpad in a while. To be fair, I haven't spoken Afrikaans since high school. Guys, skilpad. En die blauw van het skilpad. Skilpad.
Oh no no
Oh,
no!
yeah.
You the guy. You the guy. I think you just cancelled that joke. That joke was cancelled.
Thank you very much for watching.
There's not even a punchline for that joke. Even that skull, but they come here.
Oh, that was the right time for me to go blank. Skilpad.
Am I telling the joke or we done?
No, I think we're done. No, you must tell the joke. now.
So
Tell
the
me.
skilpad is like a tortoise.
Oh, yeah.
With the shell. So die mummy skilpad en die baby skilpad gaan beach toe. Die baby skilpad sê vir die mummy skilpad, "Mummy, hou my dop."
Yes. As it hold my dop, or as in be careful of, as in.
It's just tequila and it's the top. You must I think I was very upgrade that joke. Do you analyze that joke perfectly?
KG,
No,
thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Thank you for
Part of our
having me.
show.
This was very cool.
Thank you
No,
very much. And we
thank
wish
you
you
so
all the
much.
best.
Thank you,
Wish you all
thank
the best. And
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
To you guys out there, thank you very much for watching the Wayne Mckay Baydu Adam Show. Thanks to Simplified IT Services. Until next time.
Goodbye. Until we meet again. Thank you. Tot ziens. You dope, you dope.
my eyes too.